All right, 2 readies. Let's go ahead and count it down there, Arda.
All right, just give me a second here. Our second semifinal, best of 5. Winner will face Corian, the returning champion in the finals. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, Tetris.
That's right there is professional. That's what money gets you guys.
That's, here we go. This is exciting. We're good. We're down to the last semifinal here. Our second semifinal, I should say. Oh, so close to the finals. I mean, you can taste it right now. Corian, streak of dominance. Will it be his 3rd straight final? Did he make it beyond that?
I believe. Did he have 4 in a row? I mean, he had a lot. I can't even remember at this point. Pretty much, it's like Corian, and occasionally somebody else breaks through. But he's won at least like 7 times. And by the way, both of the, Richard is on an RGB modded Nintendo, so he's got like perfect quality NES. And then Joey's on the retro USB AVS, so he's got like perfect quality Nintendo. So this is like the best looking Tetris stream you will ever see in your entire life, short of the actual CTWC.
And that's a Trey Harrison special. So,
yeah,
by the way, Trey was in Qatar, working in a national museum. The tweet that he sent out, where he showed a little bit of a preview of what he was working on there, saying that the engine that runs the museum there is the same engine that runs the CTWC. I thought was a very fun tweet from him.
Oh yeah, his software.
Yes, that's right. That's right. You have him to thank for any of the details that you enjoy on the CTWC stream. That's all Trey. I'm sure all of you know that already. I just give him some love because it's very fascinating things that he's able to do with the stream itself. By the way, someone mentioned, I think it's Robin 1D in the chat, said it's 3:12 in the morning here in Central Europe. I hope that Richard's able to stay awake.
I think he'll be just fine. I see him up at all hours playing this game, so.
Here's a good question for you, Van. What would happen in the unlikely event that 2 players tie with the exact score?
Yeah.
What would be the tiebreaker?
There's no tiebreaker. The game is played over again. Doesn't count.
Really?
Yeah.
No total lines, nothing like that?
No, this is all score. 100% score. It doesn't matter how you got the score. No style points, no anything like that. It's score or not. So we would replay the game.
Fair enough. And Louis says 6 straight finals for Corian, which is in itself absolutely incredible.
Yeah. Louis is in much more of a position to know these things because, like, as soon as these things happen, I just collapse and forget everything that just happened. But Louis goes in and he actually updates the spreadsheet and like does all the calculations, and so big nerd.
Basically, Louis is the pop-up video of CTM.
Yeah. See, I want to get him. We got to get him to do that, but he already does so much for the tournament already. He's one of the czars of qualifying. So if you qualify for one of the events, like, you have to go through him or Lana first, and they have to approve your qualifying attempt, or you are out and you have to redo it. So they have a lot of power. And don't mess with either one of them, especially Lana. She's she's really mean. So pretty good paces here, both from Richard and Joey. 299 Richard, 287 for Joey. Joey ahead on lines. He's pushing down. Richard doesn't see. Well, let's see if he's pushing down at all. Possibly not. Now, he does push down in Hypertap, which is kind of a rare combination. But I'm not sure if he's doing it right now. Maybe his play gets a little too chaotic when he pushes down, so he's being a little bit more conservative.
Joey showing some aggression.
Yeah, he's got a big lead right now.
Yeah, he's just powering through. He's down with the quickness is what he is right now. He is just letting those Tetraminos rain.
All right, Joey just 12 lines away from transition, but Richard's still 28 lines to go from transition. So Joey has a little bit of a lines advantage or disadvantage, however you want to put it. And Richard up a little bit high. Can get away with it as a hypertapper, but even then, you can still get caught up and get in a position where you can't get a piece over. But able to burn this down with some Tetrises. Oh, Joey, the board looking a little funky for level 19. He is not going to last long. And he tops out at 483. So Richard has to get to 484, basically. And he is good. So 484. Or 483 and some change is what he needs to get to. And Richard transitions at 467, so really just a Tetris away. And has all the time in the world to get there.
Able to stack very well, just waiting for that eyepiece. Gets back into Tetris position. Is Tetris ready? Waiting for that RNG to become a little more favorable. Had to burn a little bit there, but slowly and surely with 1,000 to go, he will pass, and that will be it. Game number 1 goes across the pond.
That's it. All right, so we need a ready from both players, and we can move on to Game 2 of this best of 5, I remind myself. So, Arda, why don't you go ahead and count it down here?
Oh, wait. We were talking.
Yep, sorry. Go ahead.
We are ready? Both players are ready?
Yep.
All right. Well, you were talking French earlier, so why don't we change it up a bit? 3, 2, 1, Tetris!
Skip Logic says, I was away for a bit. Where are we at? Oh, it's only the semifinals, Skip Logic. No big deal. We just have Corian in the finals and Richard and Joey trying to get there. Whatever. Just a typical day. How are you doing? All right, Joey's ahead 87 points to 0 points, so he's got the early advantage. And two players stacking high, both with... all right, finally lines are being scored, but both players stacked pretty darn high without any lines being made. Getting early droughted, both of them. Oh, and Richard already with a complicated looking setup above the next box. So it's going to take some burning, but he's got gaps scattered throughout his stack. Someone who exists says, hi, I'm new here. I found the channel from YouTube. Well, welcome. Happy to have you here. And Richard is just hanging in there, trying to stay alive. Oh, Discord. I turned off all notifications.
We haven't seen too many middle wells in this tournament. We don't normally see middle wells that often anyhow, but we saw one there leading to a Tetris.
Yeah, there are very few players who use that as their default. It's more like, if you're trying to be aggressive and going where the pieces take you, you might, fall into one. But definitely not the default strategy that you're looking for. Joey up a little bit high here. And thankfully, for him, is getting some of the pieces he needs to burn his way out of it. But that was very dangerous for a moment or two. But also Richard was up a bit high, and neither player really with a great score right now through about 50 lines. Richard only at 104 and Joey at 92. And that's going to be it for Joey, and Joey tops out at 92,000. Richard's
unfortunate, can't even hit 100,000 in that one. And a commanding 2-0 lead for Richard. Could run away with it here. We could possibly be in line for our second sweep, or we could be in line for the Caster's Curse. Who knows?
Yeah, really, we need to just stop saying things, and then people will do better, I think, is what we've learned.
Incredible first two games for Richard. Got to give him credit. Off to an impressive start here. Already in the elimination zone. Richard can move on to the finals with a victory here. Louis, let us know if this would be the first final for Richard.
Spoiler alert, it would be. All right.
Fair play.
We got two readies. And so let's go ahead and count it down. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Someone who exists says, are the games being sped up? No, they're just starting at very high speed. So they're all starting on level 18. Is that popcorn, Arda? I feel like I hear popcorn. I love it.
There's no popcorn.
All right. There's definitely something crunchy and salty and delicious I heard being eaten on the other side over there.
There's no food being eaten, unfortunately. I wish there was. Not all of us can have chicken sandwiches, Van.
Oh, Joey's in trouble again.
Oh, this is not good. That is all. Luckily got that eyepiece in time. But again, a little bit of burning necessary here. Not playing the cleanest Tetris in his boards in this game number 3. And it is so important because he is facing elimination right now.
Yeah, this is kind of an over-aggressive setup for Joey, where you just build to the sky and just kind of hope for RNG to bail you out. But as someone wiser than me said, hope is not a strategy. Who was that? I don't even know.
Nice placement of the T-piece there by Joey. Still playing a little high, though. Able to burn his way down. Is still playing catch up though. He's down by 60,000. He's gonna. Patience can be a virtue here. Nice there. That was a Ben Mullins special from this tournament. Drops the Tetris, does Joey. Drops another Tetris.
All right, so I've got Richard at 261 and Joey at 197. So despite all the early burning from Joey, still within striking distance of Richard. And we have seen, in previous CTMs, I think this is his third CTM, we have seen him sometimes blow up just from over aggression. So that, just being alive for Joey does have some value here, but he can't let himself get too far behind because he'll just get in a situation where he cannot catch up. So it's a delicate place where Joey is right now.
He's not changing his strategy, just as aggressive as he has been this entire tournament. Except for the fact that he's down by 100,000 in this game right now. But like you said, it's not unattainable. He can definitely get back into this one, especially as we get closer to transitioning here. Still 30 lines or so away for Joey at least. But his strategy hasn't changed.
Nope. No, and you can see, he's still kind of billed to the sky a bit, but able to get long bars. And so now you can see that he was keeping, he's got his Tetris well, and then he's got like a 2-wide well above that. It's exactly what you want. The left to right slope, the Tetris well, and then the 2-wide well above that. So you can use that as your burn chamber to get rid of problematic pieces. And when people get in trouble...
a little bit high for Richard here. Look at Richard's board right now. You can see he's playing very high right now. Not in any threat to transition, but he's going to have to dig out of this, and I don't think he's going to make it. He tops out. And so Joey will get on the board.
Yeah, there he is. So Joey gets the heart. And Joey lives to fight another day. We will move on to game 4 of a best of 5 to determine who faces Corian in the finals.
And so that's a big confidence builder for Joey, because now he's on the board. Now he knows that he can take points away from Richard, and he didn't change his strategy like we've been saying. So now I expect him to be the exact same, all systems go here in game number 4.
All right, so we've got a ready from Joey. Just waiting on a ready from... Oh, I think we did get a ready from Richard. All right, here we go. Well, let's go ahead and count it down. Arda.
3, 2, 1, Tetris.
Very straightforward. See, that's the one that we can, clip. And then, if you're eating, you can just, play that one. And that's, a good default 3, 2, 1 Tetris.
Yeah, that's the one that, in the broadcast field, that's the one, you in your mind, you're like, okay, you're going to clip this for a highlight, so I'm going to make sure that I make this one as clean as possible. But then the other ones you can have fun with. But that's the one you're going to use for the highlights, for the serious stuff.
Yeah,
when you're making those, heartfelt montages, 3, 2, 1, Tetris.
Yeah,
a little behind-the-scenes talk for you, a little inside baseball.
Yeah, see, this is the pro stuff that I need to learn, so this is good mentoring for Vandweller. I have to learn that among many other things.
So this is game number 4 right now. Joey and Richard, winner faces Corian in the finals. Corian's 6th straight final. Joey getting on the board finally, was facing elimination, still is. The series is 2 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
Right now. But again, same aggression, exactly what we were talking about, Van. The same aggression being shown by Joey. The strategy hasn't changed one bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and in a way you kind of have to do it, because Richard is a max out player. He's he hasn't been playing long, less than a year. He's already maxed out 30 times, which I think is more than Joey's maxed out. I think, and so. When you're up against somebody capable of putting up a big score like that, you've got to put the aggression on. But on the other hand, you can't top out early. So it's a very, very delicate balance here. And this is not an easy game. So, a lot of the folks who might be used to guideline modern Tetris sometimes comment on this game being, oh, it's so slow. This looks so easy. I could wreck this game. But, when the pieces lock in immediately upon hitting the stack, and you can't do anything about it, it makes the game brutal. There's just no room for mistakes. And Richard is going to top out again.
Oh my gosh, an untimely early top out from Richard, and that means Joey will tie up the series, and this one has become a best of 1. Wow, we did not see that coming.
Oh my goodness. Wow. William Shatner asking if one of them is on an emulator. No, they both have high quality consoles here. So Richard on an RGB modded NES, and Joey's on the retro USB AVS. Go ahead and Google that.
Give us a ready so we can get game number 5 ready.
All right, we got a ready from Joey. And let's see, Brenny says ready, so let's go ahead. Arda, count it down.
3, 2, 1, pumpkins.
3, 2, 1, pumpkins.
Someone was chirping us on commentary. I don't know who it was.
Yeah.
They were what are your thoughts on pumpkins? You like pumpkins, Van?
Do I like pumpkins? I don't like pumpkins. I don't.
No.
I think pumpkin pie is overrated. I think pumpkins stay far longer than they're invited. Someone will buy a pumpkin and they'll put it on their doorstop, and it's fine for Halloween, but then it's like there on like December 12th, and it's like, what are you still doing with that pumpkin? So no, I don't like pumpkins.
Oh, Charlie Brown. That's always a good thing. Halloween special to watch. You know what else is great to watch? Yeah. CTM Monthly.
Oh my God, is it? Oh, it is. That's right. I forgot. Do I work for them? I do work for them. Okay, so yes, it is good to watch. 47,000 for Richard, 57,000 for Joey. Yeah, this is a best of one at this point, and I really have no idea what to expect. Two very aggressive players. It's a very volatile situation, and there's really no way to predict who's going to go where. You've got Richard, the number 2 seed. You'd expect, he's just going to breeze right, steamroll over the 11 seed. But, Joey's got him to a final deciding game in a best of 5. And Joey himself is a max out player and, an aggressive veteran. So I have no idea what to expect.
Well, you saw in the first couple of games that Richard was playing very clean with his boards. Right now, what you're seeing is a lot of cleanup, especially early on. So I wonder if that first victory got to him, definitely shaken in that game number 4, that led to that costly top out early, which led to a win there for Joey. And Joey, like we've said, has been the exact same every single game. Aggression, pressing down as fast as possible, onto the next one.
No matter what happens here, this is good experience for Richard, because Richard has designs on playing in CTWC, and this is giving him the competitive experience that he needs. And listen, we think it's important, but it is, compared to CTWC, a low stakes environment where you can sort of get your sea legs. You can get experience playing in a competitive situation. And I think this was a factor. I'm not going to take credit, but I'm going to say, oh no, and Joey tops out at 225.
Oh my gosh. Joey will top out completely out of nowhere, and now the race is on. 100,000 points, completely doable. Won't even get to level 19. Can definitely do this before transition. And now you were talking about the mental game and preparing for tournaments. This is it right here. Now your opponent is topped out. So now you got to take a deep breath. You have to focus, and you have to make sure you get everything in perfect positioning to get that remaining 100,000 points.
There is a definite psychology to this. We see it all the time. It happens in CTWC. It happens here. Players top out all the time. And, they love it when I mention that while they're playing. They love that. It's my favorite.
What a fascinating situation right now. You were just talking about, this is perhaps the most high-stakes moment in Richard's classic Tetris career. Right now, what we're watching. And just drop the Tetris right there at 166,000 as he inches closer and closer to 225,000 points, which is the magic number for him to book his ticket to the final to face Corian. Another Tetris drops it. 190,000 now. A couple singles brings him to 193. Make that a double to 195. Little bit of cleanup necessary. Gets back into great position. 198,000 now. Finds himself Tetris ready, waiting for the long bar. Finds the long bar, drops the Tetris, 221,000, knocking at the door of the finals. He will drop the Tetris and book his ticket to the finals. Congratulations to Richard. You have a date with Corian in the finals of the April CTM tournament.
Ooh, wow. Well, hey, congratulations to you, Richard. Indie Rocker, you put up a great fight here, but you just ran into a buzzsaw in Richard, the young hyper-tapping phenom.